And that's happening quite consistently during your career.
On the front foot on this occasion, finds the gap for the first time, does Khawaja off the front foot, and that will be the first boundary of the day. A little bit square as well.
Boland in, this is short, flicked off the pads, that's going to be 4. And that is the problem when you have a field like that, Mel. He's striking up here to Tremaine on 49, flicks this in the air through a backward square leg and will pick up the single. And hopefully not making 2 mistakes in a row. I think that is the 50 for Usman Khawaja, and it is, because I can hear the grand announcer announcing it. And so that's a nice domestic half century for him. He's worked pretty hard. This is short of a length and pushed out to deep wicket, and that is going to be the 50 there for Matt Renshaw. He's played a good innings here. He's been patient, and as Mel mentioned before, I think 67 balls it's taken him for this half century, but has, along with Usman Khawaja, laid a really good platform for Queensland for them to push towards a big score.
Goes on the charge again, and that's just with a bit of brute force. The bottom hand came into it, and it's absolutely slapped down the ground.
Well, that wasn't so much timing from Matt Renshaw, that was just power. He saw that delivery was overpitched by Tremaine. The run over a little bit later this evening. Seems to be a little bit there for the spinners.
This one's worked really fine. Ahmed is on the race. He goes for the dive and can't pull it back. It's just the line occasionally from Matt Short. Just gets away from him.
Try and stop the ball from going to the boundary.
Out. Well, look at that. As the Queensland Bulls, in particular, Matt Renshaw was going along so nicely. Fawad Ahmed comes on. He's created quite a few opportunities, more against Usman Khawaja, but on this occasion, it's Matt Renshaw goes for the cut shot. Safe pair of hands. He's got a very, very good pair of hands to Cam White. He takes the catch, and finally, battle between bat and ball will continue. Goes the slog sweep. There is a man out there, and he's taken. Well, there you go. Fawad Ahmed finally gets his man. Usman Khawaja goes to slog sweep, picks out the fielder, and finds himself.
Queensland was in a bit of trouble at one stage. This one's thrown up, and he's stumped. Beautiful bowling there by Fawad Ahmed, completely bamboozled the batsman there. And that is going to be the end of Joe Burns, and that is a big breakthrough. Faces up to Boland. So full ball just smacked high and handsome over mid-wicket for 6, and what a catch on the hill by one of the punters over there. That would be a Queensland fan. He's got a Maroons hat on. And comes into Labuschagne, who cracks this one out. And is, well, they thought that was...
Well, it's an interesting one here. Pete Handscomb saying, well, hang on a minute, isn't that out?
I think the umpires are just conferring, because, well, Labuschagne stayed at his crease and is more than entitled to, but he's been given out. Thought that might have been a bump ball, but the umpire has ruled that he has been out caught. So a bit of confusion there for everyone, and ends a very good innings by Marnus Labuschagne. So Boland continuing, bowling to Pearson, who cracks this down the ground, and that is going to go all the way for 6, just clearing the rope down the ground here, just in front of us.
And Harris.
Boland into Cutting, who has a play in the miss, and well, doesn't have a play in the miss. He's been given out. It's a thick outside edge, caught behind. So here comes Chris Tremaine to bowl the last over, and this one is smoked over the top, and it's going to be caught on the boundary out there by Gotch. And so that they get another wicket now, the Victorians.
Left-handed Harris.
Harris is cutting straight to point, and he's gone. And that is a terrible start for Victoria. A wicket in the first over. A whitish delivery from Brendan Doggett. Gannon now coming in with his long run up to White, and he's got him a caught behind. And that is a huge wicket for Queensland. Cameron White, he was the acting captain in the first 2 games. He isn't the captain today, but he's had to make his way back to the pavilion, caught behind for just 2. 19s for Australia, even knocking on Sheffield Shield duties, as this ball's flicked beautifully through square leg by Dean for 4.
Short again.
This is 6 for
This
sure.
will go all the way. Yes, you can't bowl 2 of them to Pete Handscomb and expect to get away with it. That one has travelled the distance. His deliveries. Cutting slightly wider on the crease, and it's inside edge, and it's clipped leg stump. Pete Handscomb can't believe it, either can Travis Dean. And Cutting in his first over has got a key wicket. Now are my eyes, if that's okay. Sweep shot straight after drinks, and 4 for Pete Handscomb.
Yes, I think he played or something.
On the charge, Peter Hanscom, has he got all of it? Of course he has. And once again, straight over the boundary, over the fence, and this time smartly, the security guy who dropped one before just went, I'll just let that one go. Footwork is key. Again with the footwork. Now there's an opportunity, and it is taken. Well, the sixth the ball before tried to go back to back did Pete Hanscom, and Doggett got underneath it, took it comfortably, and the Bulls, well, yeah, they know how important that was. Slip in play. Goes with the long handle and goes all the way.
Mel, that wasn't asking for it. He's tossed that up. He's trying to go above the eye line, but when a guy's 7'6", it's hard to do. From the Indians, led by Virat Kohli.
Outside edge taken. Seb Koch pops the bat under the arms straight away. As soon as he hit it, he knew he was in strife. And once again, the Queensland Bulls played on. And he can't believe it. Will Bukowski had played back and got runs through the offside. On this occasion, played back and wanted to go through the onside.
Try and get a breakthrough. He's been pretty full so far this over. And this one is smacked down the ground. Don't think it's going to go all the way for 6. I think it's one bounce for 4. Just have to wait for the signal from the umpire. It was a very nice shot again.
Fade in concentration.
It is, because he's been caught backward. A point, a brilliant catch. And Mel Jones has picked it up brilliantly, because that is the end of Matt Short. So Doggett steaming in, bowling to Tremaine, who hammers this one down the ground. There's a chance for a catch, but it's just evaded the fielder down there, and I think it might have gone for 4. Doggett in again, and he thumps this one down the ground to long off, and that will be the half century for Chris Tremaine. A wonderful innings by the number 8. Easer is bowled really well in this spell. It's a short ball which is hooked around the corner. That's in the air. It's going to be caught. It is caught. And that is the end of Chris Tremaine. A disappointing way for him to end, but he's skied it into the deep. Doggett steaming in, bowls to Boland, who smacks this one down the ground. That's going to go for 6. And what a strike that is. That's on the roof of that stand down there, just in front of the McCartney stand. Bowls who this one's cut over the top in the air. It's a diving effort and a wonderful catch by Michael Neeser out there. And so Scott Boland departs after a handy little salvo of 12. And wicket number 9 falls for the Victorians at 283. Lose his wicket. Faces up to Gannon. He drives this one backward of point, or in front of point, sorry, for 4. That's a beautiful stroke all along the ground. And this one is bowled in, so it's all over. Shuffles across the crease, Siddle, and tries to just clip that through fine leg, but misjudges the length, and it crashes into the stumps. And a disappointed and dejected Peter Siddle has to walk back to the blue, and he can hold his head up high, though. A wonderful innings. He got his side back in the contest, along with a fine half century to Chris Tremaine.